Hell yeah, brother, I'm James.
And I'm Tace from Cobra The Impaler.
And you're watching Rockflesh.com.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
Welcome to Rockflesh.com. Once again, we're interviewing in Birkenhead and we've got Cobra The Impaler. Woo! How you doing, guys?
Good, man. Yeah, good.
About halfway through the UK dates of this tour. How's it been?
More or less,
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, it's been fantastic. We love coming to the UK. It's always great. Like we were here last November with Catatonia. That was it's just great every single time.
Yeah.
Excellent. Favourite venue? Favourite city to play in? Birkenhead won't be offended, I'm sure.
Honestly, this venue is sick.
It is cool.
It's a really, really
It's
cool
a cool
venue.
little venue.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's also the biggest venue. So
And there's a
far we've played.
morgue in front of it.
There's a morgue next to it
Yeah.
as well, which is
That's
couldn't be
pretty
more metal.
metal.
So. Exactly.
Exactly, very metal. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
to
very
be
much.
honest. You just need like a morgue one side and steelworks the
Yeah.
other, and then you've got metal of all kinds.
And if there's no people showing up, they can wheel in corpses.
Oh,
So that's fucking great.
It'd be like Weekend at Bernie's. It'd be just like all on strings. Whoa. God, this mosh pit looks a bit weird. It looks a bit
stiff.
flimsy.
Bit stiff.
Yeah.
I want everybody to move.
Split a room.
It's some kind of like fan, just like doing a circle, you know, kind of a mosh pit, like kind of a
Wow,
circle
the imagery
pit.
right now.
Wow,
Fantastic.
wow. Well, we'll try and make it happen.
That's the level.
I'm not
That's
sure
the
they'll let
level.
us in next door, but we'll find a way. We'll find a way.
But yeah, really excited for tonight, and yeah, I mean the shows have been great so far. But difficult to pick out a favourite venue.
That's difficult,
really.
yeah.
I mean they're all kind of unique in their own way. I mean I remember back in the day in previous bands playing like 13 years ago, we played like pubs and stuff, and this is way better. No competition.
A venue's better than a pub.
Slightly.
I think so.
slightly better,
I think
yeah.
so.
Well, not the food. I prefer the pub of food-wise, but
Pack of chips and a lukewarm beer. Yeah, it's, nothing beats that.
I prefer
Chips,
pub
yeah.
grub.
Pub grub, definitely good stuff. Right, well, for those who don't know your sound, how would you describe your music in 3 words?
In 3 words.
Being attacked by a seagull.
That's difficult in
Was a
3
seagull?
words.
The seagull literally attacked the window.
Really?
Just now. That was. I
Don't
hope
fear.
that's on camera.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, it's difficult to say in 3 words. I think we see ourselves as like a quite heavy guitar band, but with more clean melodic vocals instead of having like only grunts. So it's we have like a broad range of bands that we are inspired by, going from even Led Zeppelin to Morbid Angel and everything in between, you know. So it's difficult to say in 3 words what we're about, I guess.
Yeah, I think if I had to choose 3 words, probably challenging, emotive, and maybe heavy. Maybe that's
good. It's good. I mean, you've been likened to like Mastodon. And stuff,
Yeah,
which I think
we get the comparison.
is fair, kind of with that. With you know, there are definitely melodic threads through everything, but there's still that heaviness, that rockness.
But we
bit of
always
stoner, heavy rock.
Yeah, we always like bands like Alice in Chains and Soundgarden, and then all the classic rock bands, even like bands like Pink Floyd and all.
Yeah.
Which just are really strong because of the vocal lines and all the melodies adds. It's like always added value in my opinion. And we also have like screams and a bit of grunting going on to give it powerful, but the dynamic is important to us.
Yeah, it's quite. I do believe that it's kind of what sets us apart a bit from maybe, you know, broader genre. I mean, I think we're quite unique in that sense that we kind of put an emphasis on melody rather than just pure aggression. But we can do that as well. So.
Yeah, a bit of both, as it were.
Yes.
So it's interesting you say about influences. When you think about influences on when you're writing, is it quite an explicit influence, if you see what I mean, with regards to we want to do something in this ilk, or is it just
that would be forced.
Yeah,
it's just in
something
our
that's
kind of
fed
in our
your-
DNA, and we've listening to all kinds of music for years, so it's in there, it's in our system, you know? So it's not that it's like, oh, let's do something Pink Floydy today. That's not the case, no.
Do you ever come up with a riff or a melody and then someone else in the band realises that it's actually very similar to something that's already been written?
Can't really remember that happening, but probably
that's happened to me in previous bands. So
yeah.
I mean, I can imagine that's probably happened. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but yeah.
Slow down with the mayhem influence.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not melodic stuff. We're not burning churches.
Are we?
Well,
I burnt one yesterday.
We're not meant to, but it was the morgue. Excellent. So, talking about the writing, what do you prefer out of writing, recording, and playing live?
Playing live, hands
100%,
down. Yeah. That's what we do it for, you know.
The thing is, we also have like a very high standard of quality when it comes to writing and recording. Obviously, playing live as well. But yeah, being in the studio, you can kind of go mad with the amount of work and effort you put into it, because it's never really finished, is it?
Trying to get it exact.
Trying to get it perfect is practically impossible, but
it's a bit of a pain recording, because everything is so layered, our music. So it's like a massive puzzle, and when there's time pressure, it's
playing live is almost like the reward for the hard work you put in the studio. You know, like that's the way that I see it. At least it's like playing those songs live. Is just like a total release, and that's exactly why I'm doing this, or why we kind of do this as a band, to be able to play live and share that experience with people.
So is it exciting or nerve-wracking, or a bit of both, when you first release a new song into the wild?
It's always a bit nerve-wracking. It is always a bit, because you're always a bit like, there's always a part of you that releases it. You know, you're not necessarily thinking, oh, you know what people are going to think, because you know in yourself that you're happy with what you've made. But on the other hand, you obviously want people to like it, because if people think your band is shit, then...
Well, I think it's mainly exciting. Maybe exciting to see how people will respond. It's not that we're like shitting ourselves, if I can say that.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean, yeah, there's no kind of anxiety with it.
Because you have to be convinced. You only record a song when you're convinced about it, and that kind of helps, gives you confidence.
Yeah, like I said,
it's exciting times releasing an album.
The quality control is always there with us as well. Like, we're never going to put something out unless we think it's good enough to be released.
Exactly. And do songs sometimes take on a different feeling? Like you were saying, emotive, you know, as a word. Do they take a different feeling when you've got that feedback from the crowd, almost?
Yeah, sometimes it's surprising the way people react to a song.
Yeah, not exactly how you expect.
Exactly. Sometimes this song will be a banger live, but then it's like ends up like not being quite the reaction that you expected.
And I guess the other way as well.
Exactly.
Well, it's like, for example, like we have a song called "The Message," which was the first single off the last record, and I've always envisioned that song as a song where people will start like circle pit to, or like start like going absolutely nuts. But people don't really go nuts to our band. We're kind of the kind of band that people watch and like take in. I think. So that was also a bit. It's always a bit weird because we're all like pumped up. We're like, let's do this, and the crowd's just like, yeah, and it's like, it's
bravo.
This is very good.
Which is great.
I mean, either way, like an enthusiastic crowd is always nice, but it was like a bit. The first time we played it, I was expecting a different kind of reaction, and it was interesting.
Yeah, definitely. So is that how you feel for kind of just generally with crowds, that you always think that they might go a bit crazier, but they're a lot more, not necessarily introspective, but thoughtful maybe, or just taking it in?
I think
maybe they're just in awe.
Well, I mean, it's like, a good example is when there's a festival in Belgium called Alcatraz Fest, and the first time that we played there, I think maybe last on that stage or second last or something like that, and everyone was super late. Everyone was quite drunk, I think. Not us, well, probably us as well.
Can't remember.
That was a crazy crowd.
But the crowd went absolutely
berserk.
I've never played a show that nuts before. It was just crazy. It was really, people went insane. But the next time we played, a few years later, we played on a much bigger stage, much bigger crowd, and it was just a completely different vibe. The crowd was really enthusiastic and taking it in, but it was more indeed like that kind of, they were taking it in, you know, rather than just going nuts. So it's a different, it's different kind of vibe.
Is it more fun to play with a nuts crowd?
It is.
Yeah,
Be honest.
always the energy. Like, I mean, the
People
thing is,
bashing each other's head in is great.
but
I
also,
guess you feed off the energy.
Yeah.
But
It's
that
also-
kind of energy is easier to feed off. I guess.
it's also nice to have a bit of like, you know, I was going to say randomness. That's not the right word I'm looking for. But for example, you know,
Pure chaos.
we really lock in on stage together. Like, we have a lot of like eye contact and a lot of like sort of insides, not jokes, but kind of things that we do that we will kind of always do in the set. And you know, occasionally, for example, we'll go into the crowd at the end of the song and kind of go nuts, and then that usually gets a good reaction.
Yeah.
And it kind of encourages people to do the same as well.
Yeah.
But we have to remember as well that we're quite a relatively new band, and I think people are still discovering us.
That's
right?
true.
I think that also plays a part too. I think if you're more comfortable with the music and you know the band, then you're more likely to kind of
fanaticism
Yeah,
almost,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
in the, you know, kind of the original sense of the word,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Definitely. Excellent. How do you, something that we were kind of asking about in relation to kind of Ghosts gig earlier in the week, where they were getting people to put their phones in little magnetic pouches and stuff.
I love that.
I was going to say, how do you
I endorse
feel
it.
about
I
that?
think it's
You think?
absolutely great. I hate smartphones on concerts.
Really, when you look out and just see all the
Watch it,
Rather
live in the
faces.
moment, enjoy the show, and get rid of that phone.
For me, it's like
absolutely.
it's a very double thing, because I completely share that sentiment, absolutely. But I'm the guy that does the social media for the band, and we need content.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if people don't, like, for example, last night we played in Glasgow, and I think maybe one person filmed,
sure.
which sucks for our social media. But I guess people were having a good time, so that's good.
Yeah, exactly.
So
But it's true, it's that double-edged sword now, isn't
Yeah,
it,
for
with
sure.
regards to
Yeah.
socials, that kind of content where you've got, obviously, like kind of
Yeah,
reels and stuff of other people's content.
I can't stand the like especially going to shows.
Yeah.
And like, there's a friend of mine actually who every time he goes to a show, he stands behind somebody who's like filming the show, and he's like, "Oh, great bands can see what they're playing through this phone." And it's like exactly that.
It's
you
like
know?
a band is putting on a show. Like for example, Tool. They have everybody knows how great they are live and what the show they're bringing. And then especially on festival, all those cell phones, and they're ruining the moment for me. It annoys me.
Yeah,
Can't stand it
for sure.
And then I have a band like Jack White also. He's also banning. He was the first to do it. So I thought, well, that's
Yeah.
brilliant.
So you only want people to do like 20 seconds worth, whatever, and then put their phones.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what we were
Maybe
saying.
we should have like a
not
20
all the way through.
20-second embargo. You know, it's like,
I've seen it up.
But everything is online and high quality. So why? I mean, I always think like, do people watch that stuff back
wonder if
on
they
their
watch it
phone?
back.
I
I've
don't
always
think
wondered
so.
that.
But I do
Yeah.
wonder, honestly, I really do wonder whether that is a reason why some people don't come to gigs anymore, or there's like less attendance, because there's no mystery anymore, you know? That's kind of the thing that I really loved from going to see bands back in the day. Not that I'm...
Yeah, but it's people are like not in the moment. It's like a bunch of zombies and everybody's like on their phone, and I prefer me growing up in the 90s when you went to Slayer concerts, and if you would pull out a camera, they would beat the shit out of you.
That's the way it should be. That's what you want to see.
I'm a
around.
huge Slayer fan.
remember,
God
like,
bless Slayer.
That exact thing happened to me.
I love
Exactly.
Slayer.
That's what you want to see.
I was watching Slayer at Grasspot, and I had this like shitty little camera. There was
little cardboard
and
one.
some guy just went,
Oh, there you
and
go.
smacked, and I went flying, and I learned my lesson immediately. I never found it again.
Don't do that stuff on Slayer.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
if in doubt,
Yeah.
So actually, talking about big stage shows, if you guys had a massive arena show to put on with money being no object, what craziness would you have on stage for it?
Portable toilets, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. So we played.
But didn't think about it.
We played with.
I want to upgrade my towel to
yeah,
a portable toilet.
Have you ever heard of the band Gutalax?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. They played after us at a festival in the Netherlands, and we were watching, and we were like,
Mind blowing.
and of all things, like what?
Yeah.
Really?
Mind blowing indeed. Yeah.
But
So toilets.
Well,
Just in
as
case.
much pyro as humanly possible.
I think I would Iron Maiden everything up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
Get an
Multiple
Eddie.
backdrops, all the props. I love
Get an
that.
Eddie.
We need more Iron Maiden bands.
Just lots of puppets.
No, not
basically.
puppets.
Not
but-
Costume.
We're traumatized by puppets.
Oh god.
That's another story for another time,
Anxiety,
kids.
Good lord. Yeah, we should have costume changes every 5 seconds as well.
Spandex.
Spandex, yeah.
Like trapdoors that bring
yeah.
you up and down.
Like, actually, we-
like different outfits.
We have like different. We have
Sure.
we have backdrops, and I'll always prefer a backdrop over an LED screen.
Yeah. Absolutely.
LED screen is dead. It's a TV. It's a big
Yeah.
TV. I don't like it. I
the
like
exception-
backdrop, and I'm too old.
The exception
I was
was
gonna say,
Hellfest.
you don't like the screens in front of you. You don't like the
Yes,
behind you.
yeah, I like the old school way, like
exception was
backdrops
Hellfest.
and yeah, people living in the moment.
The exception was Hellfest, though. That LED screen was
Yeah.
a serious.
But it's
like,
still
we-
it's sterile, you know.
True,
like
yeah.
like
we played the main stage of Hellfest, and they were like,
I remember,
we
like-
got this massive backdrop specifically for Hellfest, like the biggest
Like, they were
backdrop
like,
humanly possible,
no.
and they were like, no, son of a bitch, and it was like and it was like this LED screen. Yeah. But yeah, no, I would say
I feel that you've not forgiven them for that. I feel that's why you're like, I always want a
Holding a
backdrop
grudge.
now.
Yeah. But I like remember like seeing Judas Priest when the big backdrops came up on festivals.
Yeah.
That's like
that's
more. It has more magic to me than having
for
just
sure.
putting
It gives
on.
you
an
so
LED
much.
screen,
It
like-
really pumps you up. You're like,
Well, because we played with Catatonia tour, we played Cake Steel Mill, and
With massive
we were
Judas Priest,
fanboying
of
out.
course,
yeah,
Because I'm a massive Judas Priest fan, and he was actually there.
Yeah, KK
which was
was,
great.
yeah.
Oh, KK Downing, amazing! And what a great guy. And they had all the
Amazing.
backdrops hanging there, like from the Turbo tour back in the '80s, and I really like that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So if you were to have Cobra Fest, we'll call it, who would your headliners be? I think I can maybe guess.
Bonnie Blue, I would say. So, no. Let's cut that.
I think honestly, I mean, that's too edgy. That's too edgy.
We've had
really.
some non-musical suggestions before, but
That's a good
the
one,
bluest.
isn't it?
Yeah.
The bluest of all. You mean band-wise?
On the tour bus, stays on the tour bus.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's what a lie! A bundle of lies.
A bundle of lies and laughs. That's a difficult question, honestly. Well, yeah.
You mean any
obviously
band?
not,
Any
but-
band?
No.
Any band?
That's true. Well, Judas Priest would be pretty sick. Well, the old school Judas Priest, maybe.
Well, they're still great, but
No, they're still great.
not having Glenn Tipton and Keke Downing is difficult because I mean, the vocals are insane, but for me, the guitar playing is what I really like about Judas Priest.
But there's so many bands now. You know, honestly, for me, probably Gojira. You know, they're just great band. Their bass player actually is I believe a fan of Cobra as well, which is quite a nice.
That's great.
Quite a nice thing as well. So
Yeah.
that would definitely be an option, I think.
They're really good bands.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, and it's
It's always great to see when like younger bands, they're around for years, but younger bands reaching that main stage headlining level.
Yes.
Because it was for a while was like, oh, a lot of the bands, Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, getting old,
Yeah.
which is the case, but still great. But then like, who's next in line?
Who's
And then
gonna
you have
step
the
up?
bands that are like
Yeah.
growing
That's so
to,
cool
be,
to
to
see
reach that
Gojira
level, and
reaching
it's
those heights now.
that's really great. Yeah.
I think seeing them opening ceremony at the Olympics and stuff
Oh, yeah,
was
yeah,
just
yeah.
Yeah,
such.
Yeah,
it
just
showed how far.
seeing them being there is a really cool thing. In and of
Exactly.
itself.
And also like
Yeah,
extremer bands
absolutely.
reaching like a broad, they have like a broad range of like reaching people, big crowds. Like
Yeah.
Knocked Loose is great. And
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
playing
They're doing
massive
great,
venues.
yeah.
Do you
And
think Knocked Loose, Parkway Drive, bands
Yeah,
like that
yeah,
that previously
yeah.
would be
Even-
like quite niche? but-
Even
exactly,
I mean, I have to say as well, like Sleep Token
Yeah.
is a good example of a band that are in my opinion, maybe not really a metal band, but on the other hand, are opening a massive gateway
Yep.
for people to discover other bands, discover other
But that's
genres. And I
the
think
good
that's
thing
also
about
an
the
amazing
internet.
thing.
The good thing about the internet is that you reach more people.
Yep.
It used to be more niche. I never would say it's better in the 90s. I prefer it more, but it was also more
Yeah.
narrow-minded
Pros and
vision
cons.
on. You had the like black metal scene, death metal scene, and it was like now people are more open-minded, which I really like.
Yep. And access to
Yeah,
bands starting
it's
out and
accessible.
stuff.
Like yeah.
I think it's amazing to see. Like there's a lot of acceptance in the metal scene, and I think that's
more open-minded.
Yeah,
it
it's
used to be
definitely-
narrow-minded.
oh, yeah,
scene,
for
but
sure.
now it's that I like.
Excellent. So what can we expect from you guys over the next 12 months? That you're allowed to tell us. 'cause I know
Absolutely
sometimes-
nothing.
Excellent. Anyway,
Moving on.
Shows and festivals.
Yeah, when
playing
we-
live,
yeah, we
still
were,
promoting
yeah.
the album.
Absolutely, yeah. Like it's crazy to think it's almost been a year since we released it.
insane.
But we have no intention of slowing down anytime soon. We're really, really proud of this record. Like it's for me
it's fantastic. I'm not just
Cheers.
saying that. It's fantastic.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah,
It's nice to
really,
hear.
really good.
But I think the plan is obviously we're working on new music all the time. I think, and there will be probably something coming at some point.
That's too specific,
that's
brother.
I was going to say, you shouldn't be putting dates to these things.
Oh, spoiling the moment.
in the next
Come on now.
in the next 5 years there'll be new music.
There'll be
and-
music from someone.
exactly.
It might be us.
or not.
Yeah.
Very possible.
Super vague.
It's my
That
middle
could be the
name.
name of the album.
James Vague Falck. That's
Don't be silly, that's not your name.
no, it's not.
Is it? Who knows?
Or is it? No, but yeah, we're just really happy with this records, and we want to try and put it in front of as many audiences as we can. And that's why also we're really grateful to be out here, because it's, the UK is still relatively uncharted territory for us. I mean, we were very lucky that our first ever UK show was Bloodstock, so that's a pretty good way to start.
That's not
and
bad,
Bad,
it's
is
not
it?
bad.
Yeah.
And having our Tangent Festival, who they've been really good to us as well, and then also getting the tour with Catatonia.
Yeah.
This is what our maybe 4th time back now,
Yeah.
something like that.
Something like that.
And I think almost every city we've played has been the first time. So
Sure.
it's really amazing to see the crowds show up and actually.
Yeah.
Some people may not know the band, or maybe do, but either way, it's every single night so far I've heard people come up to me and be like, "I didn't know you guys, and you guys are amazing."
And that's
you've got a new
perfect,
fan."
isn't it?
Yeah, and
That's
really
what we're
that's what you
here
want. You
for.
want to win people
Yeah.
over. That's-
Reaching new people every
Sure.
time, and as you say, the right people as well.
Yeah.
Bloodstock, Arctangent, they're the
Yeah,
obvious
yeah,
ones
yeah.
for
Yeah,
you guys, and to be able to
absolutely,
do those like first up is just reaching the right people.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for spending some time with us before you
Pleasure.
hit
It was a
the
pleasure.
stage.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like the most nice chaotic interview. It's
Nice
all
chaotic
good.
But
interviews. That's what we
prefer
try
those.
and do.
Yeah.
That's what we try and
Yeah.
do. Obviously, we'll have photos from your set. We'll have the review of your set, and loads more other stuff on the website. So thank you once again, Cobra the Impaler.
Cheers, man. Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you, Rockflesh.
Was a
Thank
pleasure.
you. We have been rockflesh.com. Subscribe, click, all that jazz, and we'll see you all soon.
Hell
Cheers.
yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.